Well, for more now, I'm joined in the studio by financial columnist Taha Arvas. Thanks so much for coming in. You're a financial columnist,
Right.
so let's speak about the potential economic implications of this case. Let's be honest, the disappearance, it's been described as brazen because the evidence is just piling up so strongly against Saudi, but still, it is very realistic to believe that there will be no consequences for the kingdom because of the United States' economic relationship with Saudi. Why?
President Trump just mentioned his reasoning in the previous clip there. In an interview 2 days ago, he said, as long as I get a proper response, these are exact words, proper response, then bad things happen everywhere. These are his words. So in other words, just tell me you didn't do it. Just tell me you didn't know about it and you're off the hook. $450 billion of things, again, his quote from a second ago. There are elections in 2 weeks. He keeps mentioning 500,000 jobs are how many jobs we'll gain from the Saudi trade deals. So is it worth the death of a journalist? Apparently not.
So he is preparing people generally for inaction on this issue, and he's kind of giving the justification for it. He's describing it in terms of American jobs, as you just said, but it really is far deeper and a lot more complicated than that. This is not just about an arms deal and a few thousand American jobs. Explain.
I mean, the United States and Saudi Arabia have been inexorably linked since the late 60s, since the early 70s. The Saudis need the United States for everything. I mean, Trump said if we pull away from the Saudis, they'll be out of power within 2 weeks. That's an optimistic guess. I would say 2 days, you know, because this is the relationship. You know, you buy our oil, we'll sell you our arms. Essentially, give us all the money you have from your oil, and we'll let you continue to rule the kingdom. And your people will live in poverty. Saudi Arabia is not a rich country.
But it's also specifically about this petrodollar. I mean, Saudi agreed under the Nixon administration, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that they would price their oil specifically in dollars, which means that the U.S. economy is empowered just based on that one transaction.
Absolutely. If the Saudis or any other oil exporting country begin to price their commodities in non-dollar terms, that will begin a cascade effect across the U.S. economy. That's why the U.S. dollar is so strong, because you can always buy something with it. You can buy oil. Whenever you want, you can buy oil with a dollar. So this allows for the United States to be inflation-proof almost. And that's why we see in these areas of increasing interest rates with the Fed, it doesn't matter what the inflation rate is. It doesn't matter what the debt is, over $20 trillion now in the United States, because you can always buy something, because the Saudis will always sell you oil, and so will their other partners, in dollars. They have no other choice.
So if that transaction were compromised, I mean, what would be the consequences?
It would be, I don't think anyone can calculate the consequences as far as the U.S. economy. I mean, the entire map would change in the Middle East. There would be turmoil. So the two are married to each other. It doesn't matter how many people the Saudis kill here, frankly. The U.S. has no choice but to stick with them unless they can replace this regime with someone else. But I think we're far from that.
That's frightening. Okay, Taha Arvas, thanks so much for coming in.